Hey Nathan, pop the pill, take the drink, smoke this, experiment with that. Nah, I'm cool. I'm gonna prove to my dad that I don't need him. But man, the pressure, it's real. And when external pressures meet internal pressures, tornadoes and hurricanes can happen. And if we don't find healthy releases and outlets, which communication, I've learned more and more, the more I do this, the more I talk, the more I dig in and learn the power of words and how they connect to emotions. Communication, I am settled in my heart and in my mind, is the most powerful tool we have. Because resiliency and perseverance is born in community. Communication is the most powerful tool we as human people have, human connection. And the number one thing that happens when we experience struggles is we go against it because we want to isolate and protect. And we find ourselves in this vicious push and pull and push and pull. I want to belong, but I don't trust you. I want to feel like I matter, but I feel abandoned. I want to feel like I'm important, but I don't have the tools to speak up and to communicate because what will you think about me? Nathan, I get it. I'm supposed to talk about it. I need to talk about it. I should talk about it, but I don't know what you'll do with what I talk to you about. So I don't talk to anybody about anything. Hey Nathan, pop the pill, take the drink, smoke this. Nah, I'm cool. But eventually the pressure from the outside and the pressure from the inside, and I got to a place in high school where I compromised myself. I popped the pill, I took the drink at the party, and it seems so innocent, it seems so harmless. What I'm saying is this, for some of us who suppress our hurts and our pains and our struggles, when that internal pressure finds these external pressures and I compromise and I popped the pill and I took the drink and I smoked, man, I did it because I wanted to fit in, but then it became the mask and it began to numb and to make those things get faded and twisted. It sure made the internal stuff go away. And then it became my coping mechanism. And truthfully, substance abuse, why it's such an enticing way for so many of us who've been through traumas and struggles, because I don't trust you and I really don't want deep, meaningful relationships, but I can share a common denominator like a habit of an addiction, and yep, I can have that sense of community, but I ain't gotta open up to you. And so it's almost like this perfect storm where I can have some sense of belonging to some crowd, to some group, to some clique, but I don't have to begin to have any deep, meaningful relationships because I share a common habit, but I don't trust you. Substance abuse. See, I got involved with this thing called drugs and alcohol, and man, when that outside storm met my internal storm, I went from straight A's to straight F's. Here's a picture, actually. This picture on your left, that's me at 18 years old. 18 years old, I went from being a freshman who was voted going to be the most successful freshman in his class, top 3, 700 freshmen. I was gonna prove to my dad that I didn't need him. By the time I was a senior at 18, you name it, I popped it, I tried it, I attempted, I experienced with it. A heartbeat away from a drug overdose. I skipped school 63 times my senior year. I don't even know how that's possible, but I did it. And I found myself expelled. I went to the military. I loved the military, but man, that addiction was so big and I couldn't resist. I ended up finding myself with an other than honorable discharge at 19 years old, living with my grandfather at 20. I stole $4,000 from my grandpa at 20 years old to feed my addiction. You see, I have this saying and I say, don't feed the bear. Because truthfully, when I first began to compromise and to get involved with drugs and alcohol, it seems so innocent. Addiction seems so harmless. Everybody else is doing it. What's the big deal? And yeah, you can kind of have some self-control at the beginning, but it's like bear cubs. Bear cubs, man, they're cute and they're cuddly. They seem so innocent. I always say that if you stumbled across a baby 1-day-old bear cub and you knew mama bear, which would be sad, died giving birth, super sad, but you weren't worried about mama bear killing you, and you found a 1-day-old bear cub, it's cute. The problem is when you begin to feed the bear and the bear grows up, the instincts of the bear won't respect you. The instincts of the bear aren't going to care and play favorites. When you begin to feed the bear, it may seem innocent at the beginning, but as it grows, that addiction, that mentality, those negative thoughts and behaviors, it can grow into something and the instincts will override it and it will come for you. I don't care who you are. I don't care how much you had a relationship with it. I don't care how much you've cultivated it and created a time for it, that you thought you were being self-controlling and you thought you were operating in healthy ways of a little bit of substance abuse. What's the big deal? I'm a functioning drunk, I'm a functioning alcoholic, I'm a functioning pot user, I'm a functioning whatever it is, pot pill popper. I don't care what it is. I get to the root. It's compromise, and we're finding ways to try to mask the hurts and the pain. One thing will lead to another. And for me, don't feed the bear. The bear became a thing that I never thought that it would, and the bear began to end my life.